All right, well, we're going to take a look right now at using a tool called TodaysMeet for a kind of a back channel communication tool that you can use in your classroom for discussion and all kinds of things. We've used it in a couple of our teacher sessions, and a few of you expressed some interest in learning how to set up an account and create a meeting room. And so we're going to do that right now. So we're going to go ahead and open up Internet Explorer. And we're going to go right to www.todaysmeet.com. No apostrophe for today's. And then that'll take us right here to the TodaysMeet homepage. In order to create a room, you're going to have to create an account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up as if I did not have an account, even though I do. So I would encourage you to use your Sherryland email address, but since I already have one for my Sherryland email address, I'm just going to use my Gmail account and set a password and then sign up. And so right away it's going to take you to the room kind of naming part of the website, and so I'm just going to put sample, and then if you look, the duration for how long you can keep the room open, it defaults to 1 day, but it can be any length of time here. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 hour. If you are doing just a one-time use and you know that the time that you will need the TodaysMeet resource, go ahead and put that time frame in. And then we're going to open the room, and then so someone else has used that. So let's just call it Warnick. That's not a very common name. And you see I got the red X right there. So I can't use spaces, but I can use an underscore, and then I can do 1, and then I get the little green check mark. So I'm going to open my room, and then here we are at the room. And to get students or any participants to go ahead and join the room, you go down to Room Tools. You do have a couple of options that you can do. One of them is to use the URL right here to get the invitation to your participants. You could email that to them. You could do a lot of different things. If you have a web page that you're going to use, you can actually embed the invitation in that by copying this HTML line right here. That might be a little too advanced for some, but that would work. And then the last thing that you can do is you can use a QR code. And so right here it'll actually generate a QR code. You can make it big. So if the participants have a QR code reader, they would just open up that app and then grab the QR code, and it would take them right to your room and they could get started. So several different ways that you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go back to the room, and then here it is right here. All right. Once you get everybody in your room, then the process is very self-explanatory. You can go ahead and type in your name. What I'm going to recommend that you do if you're working with students is make sure they put in their first and last names when they join, and then that way when they contribute, you always have first and last name here on the screen as far as what they contributed to the conversation. And we definitely want to make sure that we're training our students how to properly interact this way. You will notice over here that you do have a character limit of 140 characters. So again, what many of our students are used to in Twitter is using that limitation, but you can definitely encourage a summary and being smart with the number of letters and words that you use. Once you're done with your TodaysMeet, then you can actually go to the room and you can get a transcript of the conversation. And here, since our conversation was very short, it will actually give you an entire listing of the conversation. You can scroll through and refer back to it. And there is a way to print. You can use a PDF printer if you ever wanted to capture that. You could use your snipping tool. If a student made a particularly interesting comment that was something you might want to use later, you can always just go down here to your snipping tool and then go in and just grab that part of the conversation, and then there it is. You can insert it in a presentation or whatever, and that's kind of cool. So we can open as many rooms as the website will allow you. I have to be honest, I don't know how many that is, but it's more than one, obviously. But you're probably only going to be working with one or two per day. Now, if you do have different classes, you're going to want to use different invitations and create different rooms. So let's say your first rotation, you're going to have the discussion 1, and then those students will participate in that discussion, and then you'll have the next rotation, which would be discussion 2, and that way there's no connection between the two groups, and that keeps things kind of working real good there. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with today's meet, and if you have any more questions, come by and see me.